Once there was a person who felt invisible in a world full of opportunities and achievements. It seemed that everyone around had already found success. Some started their own businesses, others landed prestigious jobs, and some traveled the world, sharing their experiences on social media. This person looked at them and thought, why not me? Why is my life so ordinary? They dreamed of more, but daily doubts and fears kept them from taking action. One day, after a particularly difficult night of self-reflection and criticism, they realized that this could not go on. They understood that nothing would change unless they began to act, even with the smallest steps. The first step was the hardest, gathering the will to start. It was a simple step, waking up earlier to engage in something new and interesting. At first, it was reading motivational books, watching videos about other successes, and learning new skills. Each morning brought a fresh dose of energy and confidence. But just a few days later, doubts crept back in. What if I fail? What if I'm wasting my time? Every time these thoughts arose, they reminded themselves, great achievements start with small steps. Start today. This became their mantra, a source of support during the hardest moments. Over the months, they gradually added new habits to their morning routine, exercises for physical health, meditation for mental peace, journaling for reflection and planning. They began to notice more energy, more ideas, and a newfound sense of purpose. One day, they gathered the courage to do what once seemed impossible, start their own project. It was an initiative that combined their passions and newfound knowledge. The first attempts were uncertain, and many things didn't work out, but now they knew that failures weren't the end but part of the journey to success. Every mistake taught them something new, and every setback strengthened their determination to keep going. A year after that first morning when they decided to change their life, their project began to gain momentum. People noticed their work, shared positive feedback, supported, and encouraged them to continue. They looked back on their journey and realized, these changes were made possible because of that first step, which once seemed the hardest. Now, they shared their story with others, motivating them not to fear starting from scratch, not to give up in the face of challenges, and to believe in themselves. Their life became an example that anyone can change their destiny if they just take the first small step and keep moving forward on their path. As time went on, this person's life began to transform in ways they never imagined. The project that started as a small idea evolved into something larger, a movement that resonated with people facing their own challenges and doubts. Each day brought new messages from those who had been inspired by the journey, sharing how they, too, had taken their first steps toward change. The person discovered that success wasn't just about personal achievements, it was about impact. They found joy in helping others find their path, in seeing the spark of hope light up in someone's eyes when they realized that they weren't alone, that change was possible. This newfound purpose became a driving force that fueled their growth and deepened their sense of fulfillment. Of course, the path forward wasn't without its obstacles. There were days when progress felt slow, when criticism stung, and when self-doubt returned, whispering that the past achievements were just luck. But by now, they had built resilience. They reminded themselves that every setback was an opportunity to learn, that every challenge was another step in becoming stronger. With each trial, they emerged more confident and more determined than before. As the years went by, their project expanded. It grew into workshops, speaking events, and a community that supported each other in their journeys toward personal growth and success. This person, who once doubted their worth and feared taking the first step, now stood in front of crowds, sharing the lessons learned. Every great journey begins with a moment of courage. The moment you decide that fear and doubt will no longer hold you back, you open the door to limitless possibilities. People who listened were moved by the story not because it was extraordinary, but because it was real, relatable. They saw themselves in that story, the initial hesitation, the uncertainty, the small victories that slowly added up to something bigger. It inspired them to take their own leap of faith, to begin their journey and create a story of their own. Looking back, the person understood that the greatest gift they received wasn't just the tangible success or recognition, it was the profound knowledge that growth comes from perseverance and belief in oneself. They realized that every failure was a lesson, every doubt a chance to reaffirm their commitment.